Hello everyone, Luis here. Today I'm going to talk about a very special thing. It's something that I was waiting for some time now. My Longer Orange 4K, okay? I think we are waiting for another small 4K printer for some time now, and finally we have one to compete with Frozen Sonic Mini 4K. This video will focus only on this printer, okay? I will do not do any comparison or anything like that. It's basically to talk about this machine. In the future, we can think about create a video comparing both printers, but for now, we are going to talk about this little beast here, okay? This video is a little bit different because it will have a giveaway, okay? So it's important for you guys to pay attention to that. Longer offered me 2 liters of their resin to give away to my subscribers, to my audience in general. So the rule basically is you are going to comment on this video what do you think about this printer, and you are going to use the hashtag Longer Orange 4K. Okay, please do not forget that. Put the hashtag, put your comment, and another important thing is this competition is valid only for people in Russia, European Union, and United States. Okay, so those are the places that Longer has the warehouse, so they can send you the resin when you win. So basically comment that in a few weeks, I think maybe 2 weeks, I will make another video with the picking of the winner, okay? I will do that live for you guys to check. And after that you contact direct Longer and give your personal information for them to send the resin for you, okay? So do not forget, comment hashtag Longer Orange 4K down below with your thoughts about the printer, and good luck to everyone. Without further ado, let's start with the review of the printer, okay? First thing, I would like to talk about as always, talk about the construction quality, okay? This is really important to point out on this printer, and I will talk about some characteristics of this printer also. If I do not talk about it, I will float the specifications and other information here for you guys to check, okay? But basically, this printer is very well made. The body is entirely made of metal. I believe it's aluminum, if I'm not wrong. This is heavy. It's probably 8 kilograms or something like that. It's not a light printer. Besides the fact that it's a small screen printer, it's very sturdy and heavy printer, okay? You can check that it was well built. There's no any piece missing. The cover it's good. It's a thick plastic, as you can see. I just put this handle here on top to help me to handle the cover easily, but it's very good. The quality of this thing it's amazing, and different from other Longer printers in the past that came with this cover disassembled. This one came assembled, okay, so you do not need to worry about that. It came entirely assembled here for you guys. And another very interesting thing about this printer is that it does have a screen protector here, okay? The LCD, it has a glass protector here on top. I will show here for you guys in a video a close up for it, but yeah, it has a glass protector here. It's something that many people worry about to have, because if you have any resin spill, you do not damage your screen or your printer, and it gets rid of that annoying tape, ugly and annoying tape around the screen. Okay, there's no tape at all. It's basically the glass protector over the screen. I think that's amazing, in my opinion. It's really a positive point for this printer. Another aspect of the building quality is the vat. The vat of this printer is plastic. Okay, I think it's following the current trend, I think, on 3D printing world, which is using plastic vats, right? But it's a good quality plastic, I think. I had no problem using this vat. You can change the fab if you want. It's not a proprietary thing for as in the case of the photo mono, for example. You just remove the screws and change the fab. I did not need it to change the fab of this that came with this vat so far, and I printed a lot with it, and I have to say that it's probably some better quality fab film that they are using here. It's not any fab or anything like that, but even not paying a special fab, it works perfectly. I printed, as I said, I printed a lot with it, and it just, all prints came out great. I had very few problems with prints sticking to the bottom of the vat and things like that. If you want, you can buy the metal one. The metal one is the same used by the Longer Orange 30, so you can go on their website or, I don't know, Amazon or other place that they sell their products, and you can buy the metal one if you need a spare one. But this one is good. It has the markings here showing maximum, minimum. It's a 300 milliliters maximum vat, so it's fine. It has the recess here to help to pour resin back to the bottle. It has markings on both sides, so it works fine. Okay. And still talking about building quality, one of the things that I like the most on this printer is the build plate. It's one of the best ones I've seen so far on other printers that I've tried here. First, it's all it's aluminum, of course, and it's, I don't know how to call that, but it has a special treatment here. I think it's ionized or iodinized or something like that on the entire build plate. And I use metal scraper, and so far, even not a slightly small scratch I don't have here. I had zero issues with prints sticking to this build plate. You do not need to sand, you do not need to do anything with that. It just works. it's just perfect. And also it is a little bit different from others. The others are like, it has this slope in a triangle shape on both sides, right? From one side for the other side. This one it's only sloped to the back, so the resin you pour here and get back to the excess get back to the vat, and that thing works okay. That's no big deal. It's not a heavy build plate. It's a light build plate. And it's also easy to level. It's not stuck. You just unscrew the four bolts here on the four bolts leveling system, and unscrew the bolts. Get down the build plate close to the screen, and you just tighten the screws back, and it works fantastically. I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorite build plates so far in all printers that I've tried. Not that I tried that many printers, but I tried it. This is my 4th or 5th resin printer, and so far my favorite one. I really enjoyed it. Another thing is that besides the fact that it's a small screen printer with 5.5 inch screen. In the case of this printer here is the RGB version. I do not have the mono version yet, but yeah, this one is this RGB, and it has a dual linear rail, as you can see here, and that's great for stability, right? It reduces any probability of you to get a Z wobble or anything like that. It's very stable. Everything, as I said, everything is metal on this printer. It's metal here, it's metal. Even this top cover here is metal. Okay, that's really amazing. The construction quality of this thing is out of this world, I need to say. Another very interesting aspect of this printer is the gigantic Z height. This printer has 190 millimeters of Z height. It's really tall comparing with other printers on the market. So you can, depending on how you orient your model here, you can print something really tall with this printer. Okay, it's really amazing. As I said, the screen of this printer is 5.5 inches, and it's a 4K screen, so it can give us 31.5 microns of XY resolution for the RGB version. Okay. On the mono version, and I hope I can test that anytime soon because I bought the screen to upgrade, but on the mono screen version it's 31.5 millimeters on the X and 10.5 microns on the Y. That's something really crazy, I think, and I hope I can test that anytime soon. The explanation for that is that they use something called subpixels. So this printer has an algorithm here on the board that can calculate this subpixel thing and can reach better resolutions on the UI, even though the screen has a 4K screen. Okay, so that's an interesting thing. And another thing is that this printer is all proprietary development. There's no Chitubox or third-party board on this one. It's all Longer development here on this printer. Okay, another positive aspect of this printer, it has a fan that it's always running when the printer is on, and the fan is one of the less noisy fans from other printers that I have here. It is always on, but it's not something that disturb or generate that much noise that it's annoying or anything like that. They probably use here some high quality fan, I believe. I did not open the printer to check that, but I believe probably it's a high quality fan that they are using here. Okay, so that's another great aspect. Following the same topic of temperature and temperature control, another positive aspect of this printer is that it has what they call high temperature warning system. It means that if for some reason your printer reaches some crazy high temperature for any reason, it just stops the print, and it it constantly monitors the temperature of the screen and of the printer. And that's another great aspect of this printer. There is a temperature indication in the touch screen here, so it's easy for you to check if the temperature is too high or even too low, in case that you are living in a very cold environment. So that's something that I don't see that much in other printers. So this safeguard, let's say, to prevent that it can damage the screen with high temperature. So that's also something very, very interesting about this printer. Another interesting aspect of this printer is that you can change the settings of the file that you are going to print directly on the printer screen. This is something that I only saw on the Photomono. I did not, or any cubic printers in general. I did not see that feature in other printers. I think it's interesting in my case, for example, when I'm testing new resins. It's a good feature, I think. Instead of I need to reslice the file, I just adjust the settings directly on the screen, and you can save it directly on the file. So the configuration that you set, it's there forever on that sliced file. I think also that's a very interesting feature, and it's a positive point for this printer too. Okay. The other interesting aspect of this printer is that it's supported by different slicers. It has their own slicer, Longer Wear something. It's a very basic software. There's nothing special with it, but it's an option. You can use it, no problem. The other thing is that it's supported by Chitubox, so you can use it with Chitubox too. Majority of people use this software, right? And it's also planned to be supported by Lychee slicer too. Okay. I think the guys there are working on that already. The Lychee team is working on the support for this printer. I think soon we are going to have a version of Lychee supporting this printer. Okay, so great. You can have 3 different slicers to use with this printer. Okay, if you need that. I printed some of those using their slicers because they are some of those files are pre-supported already. Others I printed using Chitubox, but they all worked fine. Another positive aspect I need to mention on this video, and it's really important to mention that I'm receiving a very good support from Longer. Okay, this is not a sponsored video. I backed for this printer on Kickstarter. I paid with my own money. They are not backing me at all. They are not supporting me at all on this video. Okay, this is entirely my opinion on their support and with considering my experience with them. Okay. They are doing a fantastic job. Since I started talk with them when I was thinking about pledge for the printer for the Kickstarter in November last year, I contacted them and made a couple of questions just to make sure that the printer would be good and that and to understand how the printer would be, the light source and things like that. And they always replied to me and gave me tons of information. They always updated us, give us an update on why they delayed the delivery, and it was basically the quality control found out some problems on the printer. So they had to replace some pieces or things that were not working very well. So that's a good sign, right? I was happy that they were careful enough to change what was not working very well for the printer and deliver us with a very, very consistent printer. I sent some questions about the screen protector, for example, about the mono screen, because I wanted to buy the mono screen to replace this one, and they always gave me all the information needed. So I believe the support is good, okay? At least that was my experience. And another, again, I mentioned that a few times during this video, but another thing is that this printer you can upgrade the screen, okay? This one is RGB. You can just remove the RGB screen, put the mono screen here, update the firmware, and that's it. You have a mono screen printer. I've been talking with some people that have already the mono printer, and they are talking about curing times of 1 and 1.5 seconds. So the light source is really good on this thing, and I'm really looking forward to test that. I cannot attest that because I just heard of people talking about that. But as soon as I have the mono screen, I will get back to you guys and give the update about that. Another thing that I need to mention about this printer is the price. The price is not the cheapest one, but to be honest, I think it's worth it. Okay, if you compare with the other 4K printer, you lose a little bit on the XY, okay, because the Sonic Mini 4K, they have 6.08 inch screen. This one is 5.5, but you gain on all the rest, okay? The Z height, the build quality, you will have no problem with this printer related with build quality. I'm assuring you that. This is solid as hell, really. The metal case, it's super thick. It's not like a cheap thing. You are going to check that. The Z height is solid as a rock. This thing will not move at all for any reason. It's well built. But the price is not the cheapest one. It's above $500, if I'm not wrong. I'll put here the actual price for you guys to check. But in my opinion, it's worth it. It's really worth it. And now I'm going to talk about the main thing, right? Why we are here talking about this printer is the print quality. What can I say about the print quality of this printer? It's just amazing, guys. It's something that it really blows me away. When I printed those miniatures, and the result was just fantastic. I printed some of those with Longer Resin, and I'm going to post here the pictures for you guys to check. Some of them with the dark gray resin, which is a surprisingly good resin. I really enjoyed it. With some of those were printed using Nova red wax. So good. The print quality it's really out of this world. This guy here, this Archer, showing here again the pictures. Guys, there are very, very tiny details on this guy. This is a 32 millimeters print. It's perfect. Everything came out perfectly. And I'm talking about the RGB version of this printer. Okay, that was the surprising factor for me. I printed everything without anti-aliasing. It's all without anti-aliasing, and everything came out perfect, beautiful sculpts. Everything came with all the details, and I printed a lot of small things because I wanted to push to the edge, to the limit of this printer, and all the small details came out fine. I have here some sculpts from Loot, from Daybreak Miniatures. I have here some small dwarfs, very small dwarfs from Activision Games. And I have some supportless models from a Kickstarter that I've pledged. And these two, I've used the Longer Deep Peach resin, which is also a very surprising resin. It holds the details amazingly. And again, we will show you the pictures up close. But yeah, I think the printer delivers. It delivers very high quality with great consistency. That's another aspect, okay? Print quality, amazing. No worries, this is really good. Another aspect is the consistency. This printer it's reliable. The reliability of this printer, it's amazing. It's one of my best printers, I think, today. I had very few fails with it, and normally when I had fails with it, it was my fault. I didn't need to change the fab, I didn't need to change anything in it, to do any tweak, anything. It just works as it came out from the box. I didn't need to do anything, I didn't need to sand the build plate, I didn't need to do anything. The printer is very stable, it works. It has a solid rock Z-axis here that I think not even in an earthquake this thing will move. It's amazing. The printer is super reliable. If you need to work with small things like these guys, or if you need jewelry, I think I did not test with any dual model here, but I'm pretty sure if it prints this guy with so tiny details, it can print a ring, it can print earring or something, or any other jewel that you need. Amazing. Just print quality and stability and reliability. Big thumbs up for Longer on that. Congratulations. I'm really happy and amazed by how good this printer is. I will talk now about the downsides or the things that I didn't like that much, just for you guys to know that not everything is perfect, and also is a feedback to Longer for them to improve the printer in the future. First one is I think this printer could have a better leveling guide, or even on the screen there is no proper indication how to level the printer. Okay, you get a user manual on the USB that you can check there on how to level, but this is something that I really enjoyed on the Sonic Mini 4K, for example, where the level is process. It's like step by step. It's something really straightforward directly on the touch screen here on the front. In the case of this one, not that good. Not that it's difficult to do, but I think it could be clear especially for beginners, people that are entering the hobby now. It's not for me. Okay, I'm experienced with that, but I think it could be. They could work on to improve that in the future. Another point of improvement or negative aspects of this printer is the touch screen. The touch screen is too small, guys. It's really small. It's a 2.8 inch touch screen, and it's not the end of the world. Okay, I understand they needed to cut costs somewhere because the rest of the printer is so well built. They needed to do something to reduce a little bit or increase their margin. But even with that, I think they could have a better attention on future printers and increase the size of the touch screen. 2.8 is too small. It's too small. If you have fat fingers, sight problem, you have problem to see the letters and things like that, it's difficult, especially because they have the feature to allow you to change the settings on the screen, and with that it's so difficult. The option is a very, very tiny, small icon that you touch and give you access to the settings. So I think it could be a better and bigger screen. I'm not saying a gigantic screen, but at least something closer to the other printers in size, at least. Another negative aspect for me is how you place the VAT here. There is no indication on where you need to put the VAT or anything like that. I don't like that the screws go out of the VAT. This is not good. And as you can see here, you need to put the screws and check where to put where to fit it in the hole. There's no indication here that besides the screw holes, it's totally flat here. And again, quality of life improvements. They could put even something here to prevent the VAT to go too far, or as I saw in other printers, or I don't know, something to indicate that you are putting it on the right place. Again, not the end of the world, but it's quality of life that I think it's important for the manufacturer to pay attention when they build a machine. Another aspect that, for me at least, was a negative is that the pause feature is basically useless. Because normally I pause with other printers that I have, especially on the beginning of the printing, to see if the print is stuck to the build plate, and it's really fast. I never had problem with pause. I see people say, pause print will cause it to fail, anything like that. No, if you pause just to check, there's no problem with that. I've done that many times, dozens of times, and I had no issue with that. With this one, the build plate just rise like, I don't know, 2 millimeters maybe, and you cannot see basically what's on the build plate. With other printers it goes up and it goes on a higher height, and you can check if it's sticking to the build plate or not. So basically the pause feature on this printer is useless. The other aspect also about this printer that is different from other printers is that the LCD screen is small, and also it not show any indication of the layer that you are on during the printing process. With all the printers I have here, I have 3 other printers, and all of them show the mask in which you are printing at that specific moment. Okay, this one shows nothing. It's just your thumbnail of the prints that you are doing. Some information, the numeric information of this is layer 1 of 1,000 and 2 of 1,000 and things like that. The time, which is an estimated time like in the other printers, and do not show any indication of the layer. I think that's also something that I was used to have in other printers that I missed on this one. Again, not big deal, not the end of the world, but still something that they could have, and especially if you are used with other printers, this can be a little bit weird for you. So my final thoughts. What can I say about this printer? It's a great printer, guys. I'm biased here because it's not, again, I'm not sponsored or anything like that. I paid with my own money this printer. Amazing printer, guys, definitely. You are not going to regret if you get this printer. It has a incredible build quality. It delivered very good prints with amazing print quality. It has a great stability with great reliability. You can trust this printer. It delivers, and it delivers consistently. And it has, at least for me, a good support. So you are going to have no problem, I believe, if you get this printer. Amazing printer, no worries. Just if you have the money to pay for it, it's not on the same price range as the Sonic Mini 4K, but Sonic Mini 4K looks like a toy close to this printer, okay? This printer is really solid comparing with the Sonic Mini 4K. But if you have the extra money to pay for this one, go for it. It's better. It's much better. Even the Epex X1 4K, it's the same screen size. They have the metal enclosure and things like that. I'd prefer that than the metal enclosure, but it's my personal preference. But for example, the Epex do not have screen protector, for example, protection. They still have the LCD directly there, and you need to use that crap tape around it. And I don't know, I never had an Epex, but the metal body of this thing is solid. So, okay, you are not going to regret, definitely. Just go for it. It's a great printer. I'm very happy with it. Some drawbacks that I've listed here on the video, but beside those, the printer is amazing, okay? Thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to comment on the section below with hashtag LongerOrange4K and put your thoughts about the printer, and I'm going to pick 2 winners for Longer to send 1 liter of resin for each And please, only people from US, Russia, or European Union, okay? It's where they have the warehouse, so please, I'm not going to send you any resin. It's Longer who's going to send you the resin, okay? So thank you very much. In a few weeks I'm going to announce the winner. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.